So, what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to the iPhone 6 versus the iPhone 8 clone video. Now, if you've been paying attention to the channel, the other day ago I released the iPhone 8. Is this the iPhone 8 clone video? So, this is a clone device right out the gate. This is a fake. This is not the real thing, but it is an actual device. I mean, I'm actually touching it. You can see right here. It's just a copy, or based on what we've seen on the rumors. Now, nobody knows for sure if Apple is bringing that dual vertical camera to the iPhone 8 on the rear, but based on all the rumors and concept designs and stuff like that, this might actually give us, a look into what we might be seeing. And the reason I'm doing it against the iPhone 6 is because this is a super cycle upgrade. A lot of people have an iPhone 6 and they're finally going to be upgrading their phone. They said, forget the 6S, forget the 7. I'm not feeling those phones. They look just like the phone I have. So if this is the case, it looks like we're going to have a body that looks almost identical to the iPhone 6 in terms of the width and height here. In addition to that, you're going to see, these antenna lines return on the iPhone 8, if this is true, just kind of like on the iPhone 7, but they're going to be hidden down here as they were, like I say, on the 7. Now, a camera hump does remain, and actually it looks like an even larger camera hump here for this iPhone 8 clone. So if this does turn out to be true, it's going to be a nice big hump there vertical on the iPhone 8. Now, this iPhone 8 clone does have a mirror-like finish, and I'm not sure if that's truly going to, happen. But, with Samsung releasing their Arctic Silver Samsung Galaxy, there's a potential that Apple might do something like this. And they've made moves such as the Jet Black, which was kind of like what Samsung, or not Samsung did, but it was like a shiny look and feel. So I don't think that this is potentially might happen, a mirror like finish or even a silvery, polished finish. This might happen, may not. So the iPhone 6 does have a 4.7-inch screen, and this iPhone 8 clone, I'm not even going to talk about the specs here. This don't really matter. But what might come to the iPhone 8 is a 5.1-inch display, up to 2800 by 1242 pixels. It's potential. This camera is more than likely going from 8 megapixels on the iPhone 6 to 12 megapixels here on this guy, dual 12 megapixel camera. So the smaller iPhone 8, I do believe, is going to receive dual cameras like the iPhone 7 Plus did. We're gonna have to see what the 7S Plus, if that comes, or the more premium larger phone brings in terms of upgrades, or they might be quite close to the same. Now, 3 gigs of RAM here for the potential iPhone 8 clone is what I think that we're going to see. We're also going to see an Apple A11 chipset, in my personal opinion. And again, this is all just speculation. And I also think that we're going to see IP68, not 67. I think it's going to come closer to what Samsung is doing on the Galaxy. So if you look at this iPhone 8 clone here, it does have a home button behind the screen. This is basically just an Android home button covered up by some paint. But we might see something similar to that, but embedded within the touchscreen on the actual iPhone 8. So this is a potential to happen, and the iPhone 8 is not delayed. People keep saying it's delayed. It's not delayed. We're going to see it release around the same time as we always see a phone release. Now, if you can see, if this does turn out to be true, I think Apple is going to actually stretch the display a little bit more than this fake clone right here. You're going to see the display stretch down further, and you're going to see very thin bezels at the top and come over to the sides a little better screen to body ratio. That's why this one definitely is not the real deal, but they, at least on this fake one, they did curve the edges to show you that, the iPhone 8 is potentially going to have, curved screen. Well, not so much curved screen, but it's going to have more of a taller aspect ratio, very similar to what we see on like the LG G6, for example. Now, the iPhone 6 is starting to get a little bit slow with an Apple A8 chip. So going from the iPhone 6 to this upcoming iPhone 8 is going to be something that I think a lot of people are going to appreciate in terms of performance. You should still see 3D Touch make its way into the next guy, and I think the iPhone 8 is going to start at around 64 gigs of storage and go up from there, maybe 256 gigs and then 512 gigs on the iPhone. I think we're going to see that here from Apple in this up in price point iPhone. This iPhone is probably going to start at about $1,000, especially the edition model or the Pro model or the 8, whatever you want to call it. But I seen an article earlier that said that Apple, Foxconn had been testing iPhone 8 models and it was labeled iPhone 8. So the name iPhone 8 might actually be what's going to happen. Now, if you take a look at these two models, you do see that we do have a headphone jack here on the iPhone 6, and there's no headphone jack here on this iPhone 8 clone. So the iPhone jack is probably still not coming back on the iPhone 8, and this clone is showing that. If it does, that would be kind of a shocker, as Apple's trying to push their AirPods. So I don't think we're going to see that coming back to the iPhone 8. And also, I believe that the cameras on the front are going to improve over the, well, obviously over the iPhone 6, but definitely over the iPhone 7 as well. I think we're going to go up to like 10 megapixels on the front, but we're going to have to see what happens there. You are going to have an AMOLED screen, which you don't see here on either of these devices. These are both LCDs, but look at those devices. Doesn't look like they did a good job in making this kind of look like iOS. It looks pretty close. And we're also going to see iOS 11, which I do have running here on the iPhone 6. Let me pull the control center up to show you that. Whereas this is running like a fake version of iOS 10, you can see right there. So definitely this, iPhone 8 clone is going to be a massive upgrade over your iPhone 6. If you are on that super cycle and you're thinking about upgrading, I think that this one is going to be a massive update over the iPhone 6. And, in terms of the size and weight, it might go up to a little bit of a larger screen, but stay in a similar body size as this. It's going to be not the best thing in the world that everyone is going to be not having headphone jacks anymore, but I think we're getting over that by now. We know that there's Bluetooth options on the market, and Apple is basically going to bring a device that I would say is closer to what Samsung has with their AMOLED displays, all-screen display, but is going to probably do a little bit better when it comes to performance and, how they make their operating system updated all the time and things like that. But what do you think about this iPhone 6 versus the iPhone 8 clone? Do you think that this is actually what the iPhone 8 clone is going to look like? Are you have an iPhone 6? Are you ready to upgrade to the iPhone 8? Stay tuned to the channel, because when the real deal drops, we're going to have it here. Continuing coverage, all kinds of coverage on all the iPhones versus the iPhone 8. And it's all going to be fun to check this thing out. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button for me. And I will catch you all in the next video. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Thank you for watching. Be sure to be well, and peace.